Good evening, everyone. I've been having a problem with this camera. I don't know why it was acting like that. I had double circles up here. I don't know what I did wrong. I tell you, it never ceases to amaze me. But anyway, how y'all doing this evening? I'm doing all right. It's still cold, as you can see. You got my little teddy bear on here. And let me just take you in the kitchen for a moment. I've got dinner in the oven. She ready. She ready when I'm ready, y'all. Let's just take her out. It's nothing special, y'all. It's just chicken, you already know. I cook chicken all the time. Like I said, ooh, it's sweated. Look at that. It's sweated. But it can stay in there until I'm ready because it's not going to burn. I turned the oven off. Maybe I should take the top. Well, we'll see how it goes. I may have to take the top off just to get the sweat off the chicken, because, the sweaty. But I mean, I like my chicken soft because I can eat it better. Yeah. So how y'all doing this evening on this 12th day of Vlogmas? I'm getting excited, y'all. I don't know about you, but I'm getting very excited for you. Like I said, I'm not going to do any shopping. The only thing I want to do is go to the grocery store, which I wanted to go today, but it was the wind. That wind. Wait a minute. Who that? Says scam likely. They ain't giving up, are they? How they get my number? Coming from California. Wow, that's the first one I ever got on there. But I changed, like I said, my daughter switched over. Well, I have to pay my own phone bill now. And so now I've got Metro. What is it? T-Mobile? I think I got T-Mobile. Anyway, it's not due. The bill is not due until the 22nd of this month. I don't know if they're giving my number out because I think this is the first time I've ever gotten anything like that on my phone. This is the honest to goodness truth, y'all. On this phone right here, as long as when my daughter had it, in her name and stuff like that, but when they put it in my name, here comes this call. Now, I get them on my home phone all the time, possible scam, and I just block them. I can block my home number. I don't know how to block them on this phone, but I know how to, cut them off. I was just wondering, would they say anything? I don't know if they could or not. But anyway, how's everybody doing this evening? I'm hanging in there. I've been busy today. I did a lot today, believe it or not, including a little crochet, but not very much. I didn't do very much crochet because I was doing other stuff. And I had some dishes left over, of course. And so I did my dishes. I did the tub in the bathroom. I did the bathroom floor. I was a busy beaver. Yes, I was. And what else did I do? Oh, I changed the sheets. I'm telling you, that's more, I don't usually do quite that much, but it was everything is overdue, okay? And so I've come to the conclusion that if I change my sheet once every 2 weeks, I'm still good. Yes. And so that's what I'm going to do in the wintertime. I'm going to change my sheets once every 2 weeks. I'm not going to go through that ritual of changing sheets every week. No, I'm not. I sleep alone. It's just like, if I was sleeping with a, man with his half, it'd be different. But, it's cold. I ain't gonna keep doing that. And keep washing clothes all the time, stuff like that. So I think I changed it to 2 weeks, which it hasn't been quite 2 weeks when I changed it. So, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start doing the 2 weeks instead of the 1 week. this is what the all-around grandma gonna do. And then I'm gonna look into seeing if I can get some help, because at my age, I'm eligible to get help because changing them sheets it's a task. That's a day's work for me, y'all. Oh, big old heavy mattress. I gotta try to lift it up, and then I try to hold it up with my with my knee to try to keep get the fitted sheet that's under the mattress, and and the top part of the mattress always slips up anyway, but it doesn't actually slip off the mattress, but it just slips up, because it's fitted, and there's nobody in the bed but me, so hey, yeah, I just let it stay on up. Sometimes I'll pull it down, but it's very seldom. Why should go all through that? I ain't gonna do it but slip up again. Anyway, y'all, I hope you got your Christmas work. Not Christmas work. What Christmas shopping is like a job. It's like work. It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of going to the store. And then you got grumpy people. Sometimes you run into grumpiness. And the cashiers, they ain't happy all the time. But, I can understand it because when you are working, like I said before, I used to work where the public is some of the nastiest people that you can believe in. You cannot believe that people are like that. I mean, when I was working at the telephone company, people would call up. Now, this is back in the telephone company I worked in the 70s. Because they don't have operators like that no more. Believe me, like I used to work in a room full of operators. Like there would be like over 100 of us in that one big room. But there would be a partition between operators. We were sitting next to each other. And the partition, like a glass partition, because your voice would go over there and it would be real noisy if they didn't have those partitions. And so they had that, you're sitting like, it's not closed in the back or anything like that. It's just up there where you're speaking. When you're speaking, that's the partition that's between the operators like that. And then you got big books like this. This is what directory assistants, that's what I was doing. I was directory assistants. And we had big books like this. Big old books, and they spread all out like that in front of you. Yes, and you have to be trained for that. But they don't train you long. I mean, all you got to do, if you know how to use a dictionary, you know how to be a directory assistance operator. Because, you go by the, what do you call that thing up on the top of the page that shows you, and then you just look at the name. And then you become very familiar with a lot of names, unusual names, that names you ain't maybe ever heard of before. And like the lady that would train you, she would bring out some of those unusual names, especially like maybe two doctors. One would be a dentist and one would be a medical doctor. And so she would bring that out to your attention, that you got to look to make sure. And then you have to ask them. They ask you for Dr. So-and-so and so's number. And so you have to ask them, is that the medical doctor that you're looking for, or is it the dentist? And then they would tell you, the person that's calling you will tell you whether they want the doctor or the dentist. And so you just give them whichever one they want. And then when I was working in New Jersey, boy, the books were bigger, because I think we were covering, if I remember correctly, I think, where is West New York? I think that's in New York, right? But anyway, the books were bigger. And then when I was working right here in Connecticut, the books, we would have just one big book. And then they would come around with a piece of paper, just like a printout of people who got a new phone. And they would pass that out to each operator. This is the way it was back in the day. But, of course, it's not like that today. I don't even know if they even have directory assistants today, do they? I don't know. I'm not sure. I know they have 911. That is a fact. And remember that day I told you they said we couldn't call 911? They told us we had to text 911. And I don't know what that was all about. But it only lasted a day, which I didn't need it. Look, what happened? This phone is going crazy, y'all. I don't know. I heard something. But anyway, when I was in New Jersey, got the big books here in front of you, and then on the side, you got another big book. Hey, wait a minute now. Y'all done took this thing too far. But it's very easy because you could take when you first start, you might be a little slow because you gotta get there and learn to really how to do it, and stuff like that. And you can answer some calls, and quite a few calls, maybe over 100 calls an hour, 200. I don't know. It's a lot. You be answering a lot because people used to call directory assistance for a long, for they wouldn't even use a phone book. Period. Remember phone books? Who has a phone book in their house today? Not I said, right? Now, when I first moved here, back in 2012, there were phone books. They would leave phone books on your porch. And I wish I had saved the phone book because I don't have a phone book anymore. But I don't think anybody has phone books. People were throwing the phone books away because they didn't need them and all that kind of stuff. Because I was one of them. I threw the phone book away. And people, like I said, way back in the day, I'll say is back in the 70s, that's when I was in there. And then things got, they started telling people, please, give you the number, and then they tell you to please make a note of it. In other words, stop calling here asking for, something that you could look up yourself. But a lot of people didn't even use the telephone directories that they received, free of charge. But anyway, I enjoyed my stay at the telephone company. As a matter of fact, that's about the only type of work I ever did. I went from the telephone company to the answering service, which the telephone company paid more, of course. Answering service don't have to pay nothing. Matter of fact, I don't even know if they still have answering services around. I think the last time I worked at an answering service was like 2000. Yeah. As a matter of fact, on my way to my, where did I go last week? Oh, the foot doctor. When I was on my way to the foot doctor last week, I passed where I used to work, one of the offices that I used to work at, and they had a for sale sign on the door. But it was an alarm company as well. You had the alarm companies in there as well. You had alarm companies, and you answered for doctors, lawyers, whoever wanted an answering service and wanted you to, to cover them, like when they were out of the office, like maybe they go to lunch, they sign out to lunch. That's when you get busy. Well, when you come in the morning, it's real busy because some idiots, excuse me, y'all, I don't mean to call y'all no idiot, not you, but the people that were calling and ask you, is the doctor in? No. It's 7:30 in the morning. What do you think, the doctor live in his office? But anyway, a lot of people, but sometimes the doctor would actually be in the office early, but the office itself does not open. The secretaries and whoever answers their phone, in the office, the receptionist or whatever, they don't get in usually until about 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And until then, we have to answer their calls until they check in to see if they have any messages. They call you and let you know we're in the office. Did we have any messages? And of course, you say yes or no. If you have any messages, you relay it to them and stuff like that. I used to work for the answering service when they had what they call a cord and key. I don't know if you remember a long time ago how the old operators used to have these long cords and they plug it into like a switchboard and they would connect callers. That I used to. That's how I started out as answering service, cord and key. And you had, you could connect them if you wanted to, but we were not, we didn't have to, connect back then. They have to take their messages. And sometimes their labs would call in with labs reported. It was crazy. But if you haven't, we even answered for funeral homes sometimes, y'all. I got in trouble one time when I answered for a funeral home. I tell you, I really did. It wasn't really my fault, but, you're the fall guy because you come in next. You come in behind the person that actually made the error. And so you got to take the fall. You don't tell them people that, hey, it wasn't me that did that. You don't tell them that. It was the operator before me. No, you take the fall. You try to soothe the person, but there was no soothing this man. I think he actually left the service behind, what had happened. And then we had the mobile. Now, I'm getting really deep about what we used to do, things that we used to do. Monitor alarms, mobile car to car. I had to do that as well. And then we have ship to shore. Some people had a yacht. That is rich people. They got a yacht. They out on the boat. They'll tell you, I'm on the boat. Ship to shore. You got to connect them if somebody calls them. Doctors may go out to the theater tonight. Okay, you got to write down where they're going, where they're sitting, the row and the seat. They give it to you. And when you call, if you can't get the doctor, you got to call that theater and tell them what row he in. If if he doesn't have a beeper or something like that, or he doesn't respond to his beeper, whatever. Sometimes you have to call whatever's on their card. They will get, you had a card about what your instructions to do for that particular client. And at the end of the day, you had to file each call. I used to love to file. It didn't bother me. But it wasn't that type. It was a board like, how do I describe that? Behind each switchboard, there were little boxes back there that you would file each person's call into. Now, that file in the back of the board matched the board itself. Like a row of doctors may be up here. That same row of doctors is listed the same way in the back of the files. I hope I explained that correctly, but I'm sure some of y'all out there have worked as an answering service. It can be fun and it can be, tedious, mind-boggling, nerve-wracking, and everything else all at the same time. But I'll tell you one thing, it was good at Christmas time. People would send gifts to you, into the service, and they would send food. We had, so much appreciation, comes at that time of the year. And so that was really at a fun time of the year. And then, if you were working, you were allowed to get up off the switchboard. The supervisor would schedule extra operators just to come in so you could get off the board and eat, without disrupting the service. Somebody else is there to cover you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that was what was happening for the most part, when I worked at the answering service. I did a lot of little other stuff, too. I worked for a lady. I was a companion for her. And we had a sweet and sour relationship. Yeah. But she since went on. I think when I started working for her, she was 91 years old. And it ended up, it's a coincidence, she ended up in the same convalescent home that my mother was in. And then I saw her, she was sitting in a chair, and I saw her, and I said, hi, I called her by name. So do you know she, at her age, she did not remember who I was. I tried to make her know, but, she didn't know. And shortly thereafter, she passed away. And I also used to babysit for a librarian at the school. This is my first little babysitting job that I had when I came up north. After school, I had to pick up these two bad little boys. But I would love to see them guys today. I really would. Oh boy, we're going to get hot now. The heat just came on, y'all. And I'm up here jibber jabbering, but it's dinner time. I said I will be eating about 6 o'clock. I'm going to have to take this off because that heat just came on. Felt good when the heat was off. And and the one thing about this heat, when it comes on, it overdo. You know, it just goes crazy. It goes up to like 80, regardless of what you have the setting on. I've told these people, that, told them the office about this several times. I said, regardless of what I set the temperature on, I could have it on 76. It'll keep going until it reaches 80 or 81 degrees up in here. Now, this is the first time it came on since I was talking to you, right? Because you get real cold up in here. Trust me, it's a crazy heat. But I'm okay once I'm in the bed. Or either when I'm sitting around here, I usually have a sweater on or something like that. And I do have a pair of bed socks. I used to have 2 pairs of, that little bed slippers that you put on. Because my feet sometimes get cold in the bed. And I'm just jibber-jabbering about anything, y'all, on this 12th day of Vlogmas. How about y'all? Are you shopping? My daughter was shopping today. I was looking because we could connect, with, I could see, she could show me around the store. She was at Target. I said, I haven't been to Target. I said, let me see what's going on at Target. And so she was showing me around Target and what was this. She didn't stay in there that long. Then I think she went to Kohl's or somewhere, but I didn't stay around for Kohl's. I just was watching her while she was in Target. Yeah. And so I hope I'm able to get out of here tomorrow, y'all, because I got to take those things back to Amazon. Because, I got until January the 31st to return. I think it's 3 items, or is it 4? I got 4 items all told. It's 1, 2, 3. I think it's 4 items I have to return. The shoes, I think it's January the 1st, and the compression socks. I know 1 pair expired, but I'm gonna see if I can get away with. I'm gonna, sound all pitiful and stuff when I talk to them, and because but they were cheap though. Remember the Halloween socks that I didn't know were Halloween socks? Okay, I got some Halloween socks, and then I ordered the other ones. I don't know if I showed you the other ones. Let me see if I can get them. Hold on, because I ordered. Everything is right here. It's right here. That is a Megatron. Boy, do you get stiff when you sit down for a while. Oh, wait a minute. These ain't the ones. Yes, it is it? I guess it is. Thought they were different. See, I had them for so long, I forgot what they looked. Oh, here we go. This is why they looking different, because this is the one that I opened. Only opened the 1 pack, but I never tried them on or anything. Look at that. I can't get them on. And look how skinny this part is compared. But they got a big calf right there. And I just know I can't get I don't know, I didn't even try them on. Maybe I should try them on, because compression socks are supposed to be tight, to help the swelling. Okay. Stylish, right? They're very stylish. Very stylish. And then I got the ones with the heart on, and what else? I forgot. That's it. Honestly, the truth. These are the ones with the heart and the polka dots. So I guess it was 6 pair. Maybe 2. No, maybe 3. Yeah, 3 pairs. No. And the other pack had 4. I'm pretty sure they had 4. And then I ordered some granny panties. That's exactly what I typed into the search engine. When I went to Amazon, I typed in granny panties. I wanted me some granny panties. I don't want no fancy go up my butt panties. I don't go for that kind of thing, you know? That thong or whatever that thing is. And I don't like hip huggers. Give me some granny panties. So I can pull everything, pull it up and be comfortable. Brother, I wish they would send me some thongs. I ain't never had a pair of thongs. Not in life. Never ever. I have had hip huggers, not hip, bikinis. I had bikini. Is it bikini? Yeah, I think I had bikini. Years ago. Long, long, long time ago. When I had a body, so to speak. But, I don't wear that sort of thing. Give me my granny panties, my briefs. A lot of people call them briefs. And what a thing to talk about on this 12th day of Vlogmas, y'all. It's time for me to eat. I think I'll have a cup of coffee with dinner. Or should I have water? Did I have coffee? Yeah, I did have coffee this morning. I can have a cup of coffee. And on that note, I go with love. And I'll see you again on the 13th day of Vlogmas.